Welcome to the Sunday live stream, Malton edition. How was everybody's day today? Did you enjoy your Sunday? Did you have a family dinner? A family Sunday dinner? We can go over my Instagram account, why I can't post certain things on it. We can go over the YouTube video I made with Empathy Bear when he visited the schools in Malton and he took pictures of them. He had fun. Did you figure out the school? What's the name of the school I missed? It's called Inclusion. What will be the riveting intellectual conversation tonight? Who teaches us and where we learn what we learn? That's the conversation tonight, Malton. Who teaches us? What age we learn things in Malton? Since we have a good list of all the schools now, right? Back to school started when? This week? So week 2, back to school? So is that a good topic for riveting intellectual conversation tonight? Malton? Your children? The school they go to? What they're learning? What's going to happen to them after? What you're going to do after? What you do while they're at school? What you're teaching them when they come home? When do they use their phone now? Now that we're a week in, and all the signs probably at the schools say the same thing, right? Hide your phone. Don't have it in sight. Is that just one school I saw that at? Or is that all of them? When you're in school, you can't have your phone out. We could talk about PLASP. Why they get to play there after everybody goes home. How about that one? Why they stay there and get to play? Oh, their parents work later? Oh. So they have to stay at PLASP until their parents get home from work and pick them up. Oh, that's where I just came from. I came through the 2 schools, Marvin Heights and Lancaster there, so that's how I know. It's the area in the school, all of them, that's fenced off. So usually, right? PLASP are the kindergarten kids, the youngest children. There's a separate fenced off area. Have you ever seen that in any school? Usually. But I can just tell you from the ones I went to in Malton. I don't think anyone cares about children's school activities. Well, considering you keep coming on talking about the Malton moms, why don't you explain that? If none of you care about children's school activities. I'd love to start with that one there. That's the same Malton Community Center and Library, right? So I'm kind of confused. Can you help me? What are all those nonprofits raising funds for? I thought they were children. Can we talk about your mortgage broker license thing instead? When do you expect to pass the exam and get certified? Well, if you have 6 months from May, let's count. How many months is that? November. It expires. So I have till November to take the exam, to book it. Is that okay with you? If I pass the exam, I get certified. That's the way it works. How do you do an exam? Well, the date is September 7th. So I have 2 months. Not not very much time, Amy. How confident are you in your abilities? Let's prepare. Well, I think I can destroy all of Malton quicker. Then I could probably go read the book, right? 2 months. I don't have a lot of time. I've passed the mortgage agent exam and got twice, right? I've passed the exam. I want to know who this is and why you're talking still. I can't wait to find out your job, where you live in Malton, if it's in Malton. No, for the house you live in, to make sure when I'm a mortgage agent, I can try to get it, take it. Make sure you never have a house. I would like to do that. When do I expect to pass the exam and get certified? Well, let's talk about when you're on my phone and I had a copy of the book the last time I paid for it. Ontario Works helped me pay for it. What were you doing on my phone with it? You're reading it and going and passing the exam, cheating people, frauding people? Yeah, let's tell everybody. They're only mentioning it because they think the date is gonna pass again. That's how I had to pay for the course again. How many hundreds? Because the last time the expiration date passed like it's going to in November. That's how sick you are. Why shouldn't I tell everybody? Well, how do you think you got your house? Where do you think you got money to buy your house? That's a loan from a mortgage broker. Well, let's explain this. The real estate agent shows you houses, right? And you pick one that you like. Then you go to your bank and you say, I would like a mortgage to buy that house. Well, how do you think it works then? Where did you get all the loans when you needed renovations? Where did you get the loan from? Your bank? Okay. A bank has access to one lender, right? Let's say Bob is the lender. Bob's money is the lender. The bank goes to Bob's money every time. A mortgage broker has access to all the lenders in Canada who can lend you money. That's the difference. You go to your bank and they go to Bob. You go to a mortgage broker and they have access to all the lenders in Canada. Do you understand that now? A mortgage broker, a mortgage agent, and your bank. Well, for the future of Canada, all free for you. Having the correct information, remember that? If I'm responsible, good. No, I don't have any idea how banks work. Why don't you tell me how your bank works? I'm just waiting to see these people in real life in Malton. That's all I'm waiting for. Don't trust wine again. Don't let the day pass you by. any capitalize on what little time you have left and learn the book so you won't be a complete failure your whole life. This is your last chance. Wow. I'm just give me a second. I just want to move for a minute over to my window in my apartment. So Malton can share in on this. In case the school's here. All the teachers they pay in Malton. Social workers, children's aid, all of them, in case, right? They see these people and their parents. For real. The Malton school system, in case. I'll just change the background. There we go. That's a better background. So what should we talk about now? How banks work? Okay, you go in and you open an account. Well, everything's online, right? So you deposit your money and you gain interest, do you? Do you have a checking or savings? So your paycheck goes in, your money goes in, and how does it work? You take it out, you use debit, you save your interest. How does a bank work? The bank has access to everyone's bank account and use their money to fund all of their operations. The banks in Canada are the most profitable businesses in Canada. Look up how much profit RBC makes. The banks in Canada are the most profitable businesses in Canada. How about a mortgage corporation that owns all the property, the houses in Canada? You don't think they have more money than a bank? That's assets, right? What's more, $1 million house or a bank account? How many people do you think have $1 million in their bank account? How many people do you think have a house worth $1 million in Malton? Just Malton, let's pretend. Well, I'm having fun. The bank has access to everyone's bank account. But does your bank have bank insurance? So if something happens, you still have your money? Is your money insured in your bank? Do you have insurance on your money in your bank? Well, they're trying to read back the mortgage broker course, I guess, right? Absolutely not. RBC makes literally billions in profit every year. RBC makes billions in profit every year. RBC, the bank. That's the Royal Bank of Canada, just in case we're RBC, right? Well, for everyone, I have no idea what I'm doing here. Why would I know a mortgage broker? If I was a mortgage agent, why would I know a mortgage broker? Can you answer that? The comment says, what rinky-dink mortgage brokers do you even know? I can't think of a single one because I only invest in big money. I'm not a small fish like you. I'm a great white shark. So go ahead. Let's hear this. Oh, for all your houses in Malton, I'm going to wait and sit here and enjoy this one. All of them that say they're homeless. All of them sitting in the mall. Every time I told you, when you see me laughing now, right? Well, let's go into consumer proposals. How about that one? Any of you go to somebody who did consumer proposals? Well, go ahead. What brokerages are in Malton? What mortgage brokerages are in Malton? What companies? You know banks do mortgage loans too, right? Wow, I just explained to you. Your bank gets money from Bob. You know banks do mortgage loans too, right? I am very aware of that, Bob. So which bank do you deal with? Do you know Bob? Do you have a direct connection to him? Because I have no idea what you're trying to explain to me again. You know banks do mortgage loans too, right? What do you think you have to get a loan, a mortgage loan from the bank? A credit score of what? To get it from the bank, let's tell everybody why the bank is so special to you. I have RBC, but I invest in TD and Scotiabank also. A job and a decent credit score. My credit score is 828. Amy, I am a very credible individual and I am respected in my community for it. Well, that's real good. Must be different communities. So where do you have, what bank do you have your house with? RBC, you said? Your mortgage? So when you have to get a renewal, how long is your mortgage for? When's your next renewal? What year? What year is your next renewal? Mortgage renewal? Oh, too personal for you? We're going to try to get you a good rate from now. That's why I'm asking. We're going to try to get you the best rate out there for your next renewal. I can't help if I don't know, right? What happens if you have a mortgage at the bank and you miss 2 or 3 payments? What happens to your mortgage then? So wait, you are like a mortgage broker now? Are you still a life coach? Well, if you graduate high school, you graduated college, what did you graduate college with? If you had a degree in psychology, and then now you're 30 or 40 or 50, and you just got a job, and you've been a manager at McDonald's, which one are you? If you went through COVID, lost your house, lost your job, ended up homeless, then you got a new job as a manager of the school, what are you? Which one are you? Do you not know what you already learned? Do you forget that? You still know everything you learned, right? Have I had a job since 2019? Did you graduate high school? No, I told you I did not graduate high school. I did ILC, independent learning courses. I did my own online learning courses. That's how I have certificates. I paid for them and did them myself. Well, let's go back to your mortgage. You have a job, so the money just comes out automatically. You sit around and work, right? Everything comes out. Your bank takes care of that. You have a good bank, what? You have a good bank teller? He just has everything direct deposit. It comes out. So what do you have to worry about? I don't know how long you've had your mortgage, right? How long have you had your house? Let's get into reality. How long have you had your house? What year did you acquire your house? 5 years, 10 years, 20 years ago? How long? No, I don't have a high school equivalency education. No, I'm not going to just say I graduated. So when you miss a couple payments, what does the bank do to your mortgage? You go into debt. They send it to a collection agency. What happens? Everybody. You went through COVID, right? You had the houses. So let me hear what happened. Some of you couldn't renew because the rates were too high. You didn't have a job. You weren't making enough. Which one? It's going to be on YouTube, so I don't think it's going to change. How do you buy a house now? How do you pay your mortgage now? So which one is going to change? Yeah, you can go over after how you lost your house during COVID. Because okay, if you need to get a loan right now, where do you go? To your bank? Why do you think there are payday loan companies? Because what? Some people didn't have the credit score? They didn't have enough money? Which one? So how come they give you a loan? Yes, banks offer loans or you can use a credit card. So how do you get a credit card, do you think? When you apply, why would they give you a credit card? Based on what? Your income? The money you make? Your credit score? Why would they give you a credit card? Well, let's go over how a credit card works. If your credit card is $100, how much interest? What's the interest on your credit card? 25%? Nobody's laughing. What's the interest? 5%? So how much do you pay every month? When you look at it, it says principal and interest, right? How much of it actually goes to your credit card bill and how much of it is interest? The interest is what the company makes off of you, right? To lend you that money on your credit card. That's why people get into debt, right? Because the interest is higher than the actual principal, the payments. So your $500, $5,000 credit card, you can never pay back because interest is too high. The interest is a fee you pay for them to lend you the money, right? Collateral. They're not just going to give you money and say, here, so you can go spend it. They need something in return. I only do 0 annual fee cards and I never carry a balance. That's why my credit score is 828. I only do 0 annual fee cards. You have that option now. That's good. You only do 0 annual fee cards. So how many cards do you have? A Visa and a MasterCard. Do you pay a monthly fee? You just said no annual fee. You wrote 0 annual fee. 0 means 0%. 0% annual fee. An annual fee means you pay $100 a year. 0% is the interest rate. You're going to have to explain that again. 0 means none. So you have a secured credit card? If you don't pay any interest on your credit card, that's a secured credit card. You deposit $500 and then you have $500 to spend. I understand 0 fee as in there is no fee. So you can't have me believe that you have a credit card that has 0% interest if it's not a secured card, right? The whole point of credit, the interest pays it back, the loan. So again, you might have to clarify that for me. I'm surprised you don't understand the value of 0 considering you have nothing. Well, like I said, everybody in Malton can go over this with their bank. Amy, I don't think you'll be able to pass the exam if you can't even understand how credit cards work. Oh, go for it. I want to hear this. I don't carry a balance, so I never pay interest. I'm financially literate. That's why my credit score is 828. You don't carry a balance, so you took my advice? Yeah? You buy something for $5 and you just pay it off? You're just telling me back what I told people. I don't know what you think you're doing. It says, Amy, I don't think you will be able to pass the exam if you can't even understand how credit cards. So let me hear how credit cards work for you. Oh, all of you in Malton. In reality, how many of you have a credit card? How many of you have debt? Owe the credit card company? How many of you are with a collection agency? Okay, now how many of you have a secured card like Coho? That means you have to put the money on the credit card, then you can spend it. That's what it means. It's not a credit card where they gave it to you, a line of credit or a credit card. You have to put the money on it, and then you can spend it as a credit card. I told you, you're a joke, Malton. Why don't I put this on YouTube so I can prove it? My whole life, I'm 46 years old. They're complaining about what? During COVID, they lost their houses? Look at the comments you're leaving here. You're the grown adults with houses and jobs, full-time jobs working with children. How am I not supposed to laugh at this? How much debt do you have? How many cards do you have? I don't have any credit cards. And I don't have any debt. What is my debt? My rent? What debt would I have? If what? When I lived in Malton, when you sent me to the shelter and I stopped paying, I have debt from then? Wasn't that a different story, right? Well, let me hear what debt would I have? If I have a line of credit? How many of you don't know that? What do you think a line of credit is? You're laughing? A commercial mortgage? What do you think the mall has if it's not a commercial mortgage? Commercial is property, right? Like the mall. So why are you laughing? If she dealt with your counselor there, dealt in commercial mortgages and sold your mall to who? I want to hear why you're laughing. I've gone over way too many times. Smoking in the unit, blatantly disregarding the terms of the lease, huge violation. You know, someone came knocking on my door about the smell, right? And then you complain about the incense. You complain about the fan you complain about my windows being open. Show me the lease again now. All on record, everybody in the 4 buildings, show me the lease, what it says about smoking now. Everybody, everybody, every single day since I moved in, January 31st, 2024, show me the lease now. Everybody read it now. About smoking. Cigarettes. Then they're going to read what it says about Mary Jane. Then when you're evicted, I'm going to laugh at you standing outside the mall. Now go and get it and read it. Smoking in the unit, blatantly disregarding the terms of the lease, huge violation. I'm going to hold every single tenant in this building to that lease now. Congratulations. As of early September 2025, Ontario mortgage rates for a 5-year fixed term can be found around 4.59 to 4.69% at major banks like TD. Some lenders are offering rates in 3.84 to 4.04 range. But I guess it's your bank, right? How good of a client you are, what rate they'll give you. So we'll leave it there. Well, let's go back to financial abuse and why people don't want you to better yourself and get an education. Let's go over. I did the mortgage exam twice. This is the 3rd time I'm trying. And you ruined the last time. So let's go over that, if that's not the definition of financial abuse. Ruining my credit, that's financial abuse, right? Stopping my insurance so I couldn't have dental and eye care, that's financial abuse, right? Stopping me from having money so I can't buy my own groceries, go to the store, go out places, that's financial abuse, right? 46 years, Malton. I want to see it in person. When? I should go over commission now. For all the credit card people in the mall who stand there all day, how do you think they make money? When you sign up? So that's commission, right? So they get a fee every time you sign up for a credit card. So what do you think they're going to tell you to make you sign up? Anything? You look like someone who has a President's Choice bank account or something. Yeah, I have a checking and a savings with President's Choice. PC Financial. You bank with a grocery store. That's awkward, Amy. PC Financial. Does that sound like a grocery store? Well, how many companies do you think are under PC Financial? Yeah, I explained. I get points every time you direct deposit, right? It's the same PC Optimum and Optima points. So why wouldn't I have that bank if I get points too? It's the same shoppers I can go to and get free things, right? Like makeup with those points. So I don't know what's awkward to you. It makes sense to me, right? It's money. A dollar's a dollar. I looked it up. PC Financial is owned by Loblaws. You literally bank with a grocery store. Who was your bank again? RBC? It's a really interesting one, eh? Money in Canada or in Malton. Oh, please go over this one. How many banks are in Westwood Square? Yeah, let's count them. What did you do during COVID? Did y'all have direct deposit? Did any of you have to go to the bank to get money? Did you carry cash around? Was everything contactless, card only? Do you remember what contactless was during COVID? What did it mean? Maybe you can remind some of the people today. Your bank is a grocery store, Amy. Isn't that strange to you? How do you get cash? Why do I need cash? To do what? Now let me hear. Where do you get cash from? You take it out of the bank machine? That's where you get cash from? Oh, I'm laughing. Aren't you amused by this? I use Apple Pay usually, but it's nice to have a branch to visit if I want to deposit money or get American dollars for when I travel all over the Caribbean like a jet setter. Well, I can do all of that, including depositing money from my phone. I don't have to go to a branch. So I can get US dollars at the bank. You just ask the cashier at No Frills if you want cash. Now, remember, I have a line of credit at Cash Money or Money Mart. Those places, they deal in exchange rates, all the countries in the world. So I'm sure they can do whatever I need done. Well, they're money exchange services, right? Yeah, let's check my credit score, you ignorant. Tomorrow's Monday. What should I do? Worry about my fundraiser or read the mortgage book? Well, it depends. If I'm up too early, right, and I play music like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, then what's going to happen? The building's going to get mad and start abusing me if I go out to smoke. They're going to see me. What's going to happen tomorrow, Monday morning? Everyone's going to go check their mortgage after and see who their mortgage is with, what bank. All of Malton. So they can answer what's going to happen if they miss a couple payments. We can learn about debt. Well, everyone's complaining, right? They're homeless. They need privilege. They lost their house. They're owed. So we're going to dive into why you lost your house, why you couldn't pay your mortgage. Your paycheck didn't change, right? You were still getting paid the same thing. So I don't understand how that works if you had the same amount of money, how you couldn't pay. You're sitting here telling me your information is personal, but you want to know my credit score? Why don't you really get a life? Why did you become homeless? Because somebody in Malton called the police on me, and there was a no contact order for the house I lived in, my mother's house. That's why. How about you? They who? Here's a challenge. Why don't you try living on cash? Just have $100 for the month and see if you can live on just the cash, the 100. See what happens to you. There's lots of fun games we can play. Like, do you put away savings each month? If you own a house, do you have a special account for emergencies, emergency renovations? Do you save every month for emergency renovations, a special account? There's a question for Buddy. Well, let's say your water heater broke in the middle of winter. Do you have enough to get a new one, Buddy? Or you'd have to put it on your bill? Oh. Good thing you have that option with your company. Imagine. Michael Quinn. What a joke. When he ends up when he ends up homeless, you can fix your water heater yourself. Well, that's real good. Michael Quinn can fix his own water heater. What do you do to fix it? Your water heater. What do you do to fix your own water heater when it stops heating up your water? I want to hear right now. A water heater is the big tank, right, that heats up the hot water for the house. So how do you fix it, Michael? How do you fix your water heater in your house all by yourself? Tell everybody in Malton. I buy a new water heater and install it. I buy a new water heater tank. What do you think every hot water tank is in your house? How do you think you get hot water, Malton? The big tank heats it up? Why do you think you run out of water in some of your houses, Malton? When you run out of hot water, what do you think that means? Well, go check. How big is your hot water tank in your, wherever you have it, in your basement? Where's your hot water tank in your house? Go check how big it is. We're going to post the size. How big is your hot water tank? I'm going to shut all their P-traps one by one. I told you, right here in person. $60 gallons. I installed it 2 years ago. So how long is a water heater supposed to last, Michael? How many years does a standard water heater last you? Michael Quinn is kind of a boss, Amy. So how long is the one supposed to last you? Okay, how many people are in your family, Michael? How many people use that water heater? A family of how many? How many bedrooms are in the house? How big is the house? It says 60 gallons. Hot water heaters typically last 20 to 25 years if you take care of it and drain it properly. Thank you. I have a family of 5. Thank you. You don't have a family? No, I don't, Michael. But thanks for pointing that out. So do you ever run out of hot water, Michael, in your family of 5? Do you have any girls? Do you have children? Do you have any women in your house, Michael? Do they wash their hair? Soap, shampoo, conditioner? So how long do you ever run out of hot water in your house? No, you never run out? That's good. Not everyone has that problem. Some people run out of hot water. When their family is using it. What do you think a water bill is? Why do you think you pay a water bill? What happens if you have a washing machine? Does that use water? Do you just wash on cold? Remember when they told you to use cold water? Why do you think they told you that? Michael's going to tell us how many times a week he does laundry. If he uses just cold water, or if he uses both hot and cold to wash. Do you use a hose outside, Michael? Do you have a backyard? Do you water your plants with a hose? Do you use cold water or hot water? Oh, I care about your laundry. You asked. You came onto my live stream to have interesting conversation, so go for it. Who waters your lawn? What happens when you clean your house? Do you clean your house? Do you mop your floors? This is all extra water, right? Not just the shower, not the toilets or the sink. You wash dishes? That's water, right? I'm trying to think of everything. What if you didn't have a washing machine and you wash clothes by hand, like in your bathtub? Then what would happen? Do you think you'd use more water than a washing machine? Can you imagine, Michael? Yes, my house gets swept, vacuumed, and mopped. Do you clean up your roaches? I would like Michael Quinn actually have the police come into his house just for that reason. Do you clean up your roaches? I want everybody to go into his house and examine it. Yes, my house gets swept, vacuumed, and mopped. Accusing people of having roaches. I want somebody to put roaches in his house now so I can see what he's going to do. You know where I live. That's real good. So why don't you tell all 4 buildings now? Go explain to them. If I have roaches, everybody should, right? Why don't you explain to them how quick? Well, I want Michael to explain it for us before we go. Okay, continue. I'm going to light candles later for Molten. Did you enjoy that video? The funeral? Imagine what if you worked online for the bank as what? A mortgage agent? What do they call them? A mortgage advisor? Which one, if you worked at the bank, is what? A salesperson? From home, like this? Calling them? A collection agency? And you work from home like this? You never got to see them? Which one? Oh, Michael Quinn said, I own several buildings and properties. Well, great. Just what I wanted to hear. He owns several buildings and properties. He has multiple assets that generate him massive income. I'm so glad. I told you, once I know, right? I'm going to end this live stream here, Malton. You enjoy your house while you have it. Amy Seukeran, Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Life Coach, nonprofit organization CEO. Yeah, mortgage agent soon. Look forward to it.